As I reported in a previous video, Justin Gaethje and Nate Diaz had a quick exchange on Twitter. It all started when Gaethje was first quoted in an article saying, "Charles Oliveira is gonna have to walk through hell like Khabib did." Nate then said, "You got triangle choked from the mount. What are you talking about?" Gaethje went on to say that Nate was jealous. And Nate asked, jealous of what? Well, at the UFC 274 Media Day conference, Gaethje was asked about Nate Diaz's comment, and he said, "That motherfucker has lost over 15 times. Like, come on." So for him to be criticizing me for one loss, I found it funny. And I think he's jealous because he's done. He'll never be here. He'll never be fighting for a world championship. He'll never achieve a world championship. In the history books, I'm already a world champion. I don't like it. I don't accept it. I need to make it right on Saturday. But I'll be in the Hall of Fame. He should be too. But just because the fans love him. I heard he turned down Khabib about 20 times. So for him to shit on me for losing to Khabib, I find that hilarious. Gaethje was also asked if he heard the rumor that Nate would be fighting Khamzat and if he thought Nate stood a chance. Gaethje said, "Of course not. You know, again, I'm a fan of the sport because anything can happen at any time, but he doesn't have a chance. What's he gonna do? He's not gonna out wrestle him. He doesn't even have the power to shut someone's lights out on accident, you know? So no chance. He has a 0% chance, 1% chance." The bout between Rafael Fiziev and Rafael dos Anjos was originally set for February 9th, but after Fiziev experienced visa issues, it was pushed to March 5th. A week before the bout, Fiziev contracted COVID and was forced out of the fight. Dos Anjos went on to face Renato Moicano and won via unanimous decision. Fortunately, both Fiziev and Dos Anjos have now agreed to rebook the 5-round main event fight for July 9th.
I beat COVID, now is your turn, Rafa.
Many UFC fighters have been complaining about the UFC treating them poorly in many ways, including financially. Well, Anderson Silva, who at one point was considered the greatest of all time, has also spoken out. Silva won his first 16 fights entering the UFC in dominant fashion. However, he went through a slump toward the end of his MMA career, as he would go on to win only one of his last 9 fights. Silva said that this is when he felt disrespected from the promotion and Dana White. Silva said, "When I was done in the UFC, everybody, especially Dana White, said, 'Oh, Anderson can't fight anymore. Nobody in the same age group with Anderson can fight. It's terrible,' and blah blah blah, and talking a lot of shit about me. I feel disrespected because it doesn't matter what happened. A fight is a fight. You can win, you can lose. When you make a success of MMA, the one thing you need to do for your fighters is give respect. In that, I feel no respect. But I don't care because when I stop fighting, I'm gonna stop fighting because I say I'm gonna stop it. Nobody can say for me I should stop. No one can say for anybody you need to stop now. Nobody. I'll stop when I say I'm done." That's the problem for the people in this sport, especially UFC, because UFC doesn't respect the legacy that fighters have. They try to use you and kick you out. And when you're out, they try to destroy your career so you don't fight anywhere. This happened to a lot of fighters. People don't think about that. I had a good time in the UFC, and bad times too. The bad time for me is the experience I had behind the scenes. But inside the cage, inside the fight, I do my best. It's the only time I have control. Outside, I don't have control. In my fight in Mexico against Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. in 2021, I made more money than my last 3 fights in MMA. I don't like to talk about the bad, and people say, "Oh, now you're out of the UFC and you talk bad shit about them." It was good for me sometimes, and it was good for UFC too. It's done. It's over. But it's important I say everything about the situation because this is what happened to me. You can also add Tony Ferguson to the list of fighters that aren't content with their pay and value in the UFC. Tony compared his treatment by Dana White to that of a drug dealer at the UFC 274 Media Day conference. This caused Conor McGregor to react in a now deleted tweet. Tony first said, "I think we're underpaid personally. I'm not going to say too much. Dana said something the other day. It's on my phone. I think MMA Fighting actually reposted it, talking about how boxers are overpaid. I asked Dana to box. He said, fuck no. I'm like, why? I want to go play baseball. I want to go do other pro sports. I'm an athlete. I want to go do all these things. But then I have this guy right here acting like a fucking drug dealer, telling me I can't go do this shit. I want to go make more money for my family." Hearing this, Conor said, "Tony Ferguson, who changes representation around 4 times a year, is saying it's someone else's fault he is in the position he is in. How many bridges do you burn before you look yourself in the mirror and say maybe it's me that's the issue? God bless you, pal. I'll say a prayer." It looks like Gilbert Burns versus Jorge Masvidal may happen, as Gilbert Burns first tagged Jorge Masvidal in a photo of them both with the eyes emoji. Jorge responded, "Sounds good to me, let's see." Gilbert then said, "I know you want to get your wrestling on point, so do it while I gotta get my shit done, then we can make this happen later on this year." Cain Velasquez had his day in court today to find out whether he would be granted bail while awaiting his trial on his attempted murder charges. His IG account posted a picture of he and his family and the caption read, "Happy 13th birthday, Coco. I hope God grants us the ultimate gift for your birthday. For me to be home with you. I miss you so much. I love you very much." Unfortunately, Cain would not receive his wish to see his daughter on her birthday, as he was set for another bail hearing on May 16th to determine if they'll grant him bail then. Alexander Volkanovski vs. Max Holloway 3 has now been confirmed for UFC 276 on July 2nd. Alexander's coming off his TKO victory over the Korean Zombie in April, and Max is coming off his unanimous decision victory over Yair Rodriguez in November of last year. Bryan Barbarena vs. Robbie Lawler has also been announced for UFC 276 on July 2nd. Bryan is coming off his split decision victory over Matt Brown in March, and Robbie is coming off his TKO victory over Nick Diaz back in September of last year. And finally, all fighters except for Charles Oliveira have made way for UFC 274 ahead of their fights this weekend. Charles is no longer the lightweight champion. Oliveira came in half a pound over the 155-pound limit and was forced to relinquish his title per commission rules, and only Justin Gaethje will be eligible to fight for the belt. Charles was given an hour to shed off the additional half pound, but still couldn't on his second try. While waiting, Justin posted an IG story showing he had already rehydrated to 165 pounds and said, "Poor bastard still cutting. I'm back to 65 while he's dying. Haha, he better make it. He has 5 minutes. Islam Makhachev took to Twitter and said, "Big drama. Anyway, keep your head up, Charles, and good luck tomorrow. We all know you're a champ for a reason, and I'm looking to fight the winner of this fight, either for vacant title or new lightweight champion." As always, guys, if you liked the video, make sure to hit that like button for me. If you're new, subscribe and hit that notification bell to stay up to date. Thanks for watching.